Yo.
There ain't no bitching in the kitchen if you don't want the heat. How the fuck you want insurance but won't watch what you eat? We have to be accountable, humility's key. Shit, responsibility's free. That's like calling Geico, asking for a quote for your ride, and you tell them you gon' drive with your eyes closed, swerving light poles while you search through your iPhone, smoking 9 cones on the ride home. For all that shit to work, we gon' need to have a system that doesn't fucking subsidize your lazy bad decisions. I'm just trying to uncover the eyes and add some wisdom. Propaganda from the man has got you trapped up in a prison. You a puppet to elites who got you wrapped up in division. How you part of the resistance when you're shilling for their mission? Manipulating minds, they create the hate. And every single time, you have to take the bait. They keep you all in line like you trying to make a plate. They say they feed you facts, everything you ate was fake. That's how these people act, why they trying to get paid. They say they got your back, why they reaching for a blade. I could teach you how they made all the things that keep us slaves. I can see how they behave when they trying to make a play. Divide us with the lies and they killing you with rage. You ain't willing to engage, I'm just praying for the day that we can talk about it.
Don't scream, don't shout. As a team, we can beat that doubt. There's only one way out, but think twice before it leaves your mouth. If it's not about freedom, bounce, we can talk about it. Don't scream, don't shout. As a team, we can beat that doubt. There's only one way out. Think twice before it leaves your mouth. If it's not about freedom, bounce, we can talk about it.
They're not trying to make a difference, they just need you for a favor. That's why they keep exploiting immigrants for cheaper labor. When they keep you on the internet, you never meet your neighbor and distract you from the fact that they detach you from your paper. Tax you on the taxes that they tax it later. You're dependent on their lending, now they're rendered as your savior. Closing all the businesses, but not the corporations. Know that what we're witnessing is all in orchestration. Take advantage of a crisis, manage it like tyrants, leave them stranded and abandoned. Blame the damage on a virus when they try to make a stand. Will demand that they don't fight us, reprimanding every man and then comparing them to ISIS. If you're not aware, it's apparent that the riots were organized by pilots to divide us with the violence. Higher ups who fire up the fumes and then ignite it. And the only way that we can really fight it is to talk about it.
Don't scream, don't shout. As a team, we can beat that doubt. There's only one way out, but think twice before it leaves your mouth. If it's not about freedom, bounce, we can talk about it. Don't scream, don't shout. As a team, we can beat that doubt. There's only one way out. Think twice before it leaves your mouth. If it's not about freedom, bounce, we can talk
They
about
sit
it.
back and watch it burn, pack all ashes in an urn. If you look back on the history, you actually would learn that we're on a slippery slope leading to a drastic turn. Want us all in misery, they hope the tragedies return. I never will conform, I'll forever be a thorn in the side of the establishment that ravishes inhabitants. Rats up in the cabinet, that's why I'm so adamant. Exterminate the vermin who gon' permeate our planet with censorship and banning stories for indoctrination. Gun control until it's mandatory confiscation. Grip the sickness just to stick us with inoculation. Give us illness just to stiff us with the operation. My allegories give me labeled as inflammatory. Bad soup on the table but unable at a laboratory. Shill's fate isn't Bill Gates, fill dates. Go ahead and tell me how them pills taste. Talk about it.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to J Pilon featuring Cannon Speaks. I am Cannon Hotep. Hey, Jay, what's up with you today, sir?
How you doing, Kenan?
I'm doing
How
good.
you living?
Living good. Just getting in. Had a long day today. Long day. Good Lord in the morning.
Yeah.
Sorry we so late, guys. You know, we had to get some stuff
Yeah.
situated at home first and then, come hang out with you. You know what I mean?
I heard that.
So, anyway, how'd you?
Yeah, I saw you on the work grift earlier this morning.
Yeah, bro.
When you were out with the truck.
Yeah. Man, listen. I've been driving all over the place the past couple of weeks. Couple of days, man. Like, I've been tired.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Get
you.
you. Well, yeah. Well, we won't. We won't run the show too long
I'm
tonight.
I'm just saying, tired of driving. I'm tired of driving. I just drove 2.5 hours home
Yeah.
from Hagerstown, Maryland,
Yes, sir.
where I spent an hour by
Oh, God
myself
bless.
unloading a bunch of ceiling
Yeah.
tile
My goodness.
because my
That's
my dad
say
doesn't
that
love
to
me. No, I'm just joking. Just joking.
Pops, how could you do this to me?
Anyway, guys, we're gonna keep it short and sweet tonight. If you're new, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. It's supposed to let you know when I got new content, but
Yes.
it doesn't really do a good job at that. So please share this stream. Let people know we live. Let people know we live, please. If you want to support the channel, super chats are always welcome. If you want to do direct donations, you can do $ Canon Hotep at my Cash App. Anybody that donates $25 or more will get a cool Hotep t-shirt designed by yours truly, Canon Hotep, either black or black with silver or black with gray or white with black. If you do donate $25, just leave your email address and then go to canonhotep@gmail.com and leave your name, address, the color you want, and the size, and I will make sure you get it. Jimmy, yours is actually in the mail, so you should receive yours soon. It's gonna be fun. Kay,
That's good.
working on yours. Yours will get out there as well. So salute to Jimmy and Kay for supporting the channel directly. I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate y'all.
Anyway, so what we talking about tonight? We're talking about Bill Gates. Bill Gates said a civil war is on the horizon.
Yeah.
Man.
What, due to polarization or something like that?
Yeah, due to polarization, like we didn't see this shit for the last 7 years. Yeah, he just basically saying what we all know already. You know what I mean? He just saying, that's all he's saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me see something.
Yeah, I
here.
mean, there's a lot of divisive divisions being sowed, mostly by, I would say, the elites and their people are lockstep in with that division and the divisive undertones being pushed out, the narrative. But we just look at that Biden speech, right, with the red banners and stuff behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed very first order-ish off of the Star Wars Empire
Hell
business.
yeah, this just look like some fucking the man in the high castle shit.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
It's some dystopian future and talking about these are our traitors, and this is like, it's ridiculous to sow that much division and hatred among the masses rather than unity.
Yeah.
And I know we were talking earlier, that movie that came out a while back ago called Crash.
Yeah.
It had Ludacris in it.
Right.
And the tone of that movie was that there's a lot more that is a great unifier between us, but we can't see through them due to all the stereotypes and the divisionary tactics and wordplay that we're used to and accustomed to. So we're setting up for ourselves these walls off of preconceived notions of one another, whereas we need to unify because we're better and stronger together than we are divided. Divided, they can conquer us. And by they, we got Bill Gates, we got the elite powers that be. Whether it's their narrative or their agenda, both physically and spiritually, can have a hindrance over us and over us as a people. Because we separate ourselves or ostracize ourselves at times when we're free thinkers or when we're outside of that echo chamber. And I think it's important that we group together with like-minded people, but at the same time, recognize the benefits of unification between others outside those groups.
I completely agree. Hold on one second. I want to try something real quick. Just trying to figure out how to do it.
I hope my volume coming through.
Your volume looks great.
Too loud, too light.
The volume looks great. Jimmy says, hold on one second. Jimmy says, they're gaslighting though. People like Bill Gates are pushing government versus citizens, not really citizens versus citizens. That's true. That is true. Let me see. How the hell? Oh, here we go.
It's become biblical where it says, "My people die for lack of knowledge."
Right.
And I think that if we're to better ourselves, we need to be aware of a lot of things. And I know that the people have said this before in the past, where they'll say, "Well, I don't agree 100% with this person or that person," Well, if you're always agreeing 100% with someone, then you're speaking to the mirror. You're in an echo chamber.
It's just true.
You can't always just agree with somebody. You know that Cannon and I, we see eye to eye on nearly everything, but there's some things that we probably might not. You know,
That's
and
right.
there's no big deal about that. We can converse and say our viewpoint or our analysis, and I think people get caught up in the emotionalism or the tribalism that we've witnessed. And the role of the political landscape has been one of pushing this red versus blue trope, this age-old divisionary tactic to say that you can't be with someone that's blue side, you can't be with someone that's red side. That goes back to what we've seen culturally develop in the 1990s between the gangs as well, and not just the bills that have been pushed out on the landscape by these upper tier political forces that have been shaping America in a way that has bestowed the worst, I think, in people, and then their understanding of one another, to view each other off of stereotypes rather than see each other as the complete person of the human being.
And that's what they want, though. They want that division
based
on stereotypes. You know what I mean? We see it every day, right? You see how they coined the phrase, "Oh, the MAGA Republicans," right? You know what I mean? Like HJ say all the time, the left is good at branding. They're good at messaging, right? That's where the right kind of falls on their face. You know, the MAGA Republicans, dark MAGA. Now they're starting to call anybody on the political right or the ideological right that disagrees with their narrative, disagrees with their politics. What they call them now? They call them domestic terrorists. You know, and then you go back to like what Gina Carano was saying. By the way, we live on Instagram. We on Instagram live right now. So if you're on Instagram live, just put a one in the chat. Make sure you can hear me. Make sure you just want to make sure you can hear me and Jay talking. But anyway, yeah. So I'm trying something new. By the way, it's coming through my Let me see. There we go. I'm trying something new with it. All right, there we go. I just want to make
doing
sure
the multicast.
Yeah,
today.
trying to do some multicasting.
Yeah,
but
I gotta do that for mine over here too later. But I'm gonna just have the replay running back over here on my channel and maybe interact with the chat if anyone's able to come through.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone in the chat that has come through. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you get those likes up. Share this video out if you can, and let's unify together when we're speaking on a united front.
Yeah.
Here in the Hotep family, your family.
Right.
So
they don't want people.
We are that united front.
We are, and they don't want people to realize that they have more in common than than what's on the surface, right?
Right.
If they can keep people at odds with each other, just like what Gina Carano said, they got her in trouble, and kicked off the Mandalorian. What did they do over there in old Germany? Back when old Dolph was in, they pit the people against each other, to where as though the people were telling on their neighbor, right? And then boom, here you go. We got a whole situation going on over there. That's the same thing here, right? Like I was saying today about the Franklin Beverly Institute whistleblower. He was saying the same thing where they were getting tips from people's neighbors. I think I saw my neighbor in the picture number 75. I don't know if he was there, but he got a Trump flag though. You know what I mean? And it's crazy that neighbors, they willing to do that because the media told them to, the government told them to, the status quo told them to. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to me that that people are that naive.
There's a historical precedence for this. It took place in Germany back in the 1930s with the Night of Glass. It took place under Mussolini. It took place with Mao. Your neighbor turns against your neighbor. Once you got the people by the mind, whether it's gaslighting or it's rhetoric, there's divisive and destruction. They're destructive. They're going to get into these, forming into these group blocks of group think.
Right.
And that's all they can see. So if you tell them this color and that color is bad, it's harder to escape from not wanting to be ostracized, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to feel love. You want to feel a part of the group. But you see someone else over here, they have a viewpoint or analysis or culture that's different from you, and you want to be with the larger group that wants to treat that group worse because of the comfort that you get from those larger groups. And we're seeing that with the left and where they're at right now. They're the larger group. And whether you're looking at them controlling the media or controlling the political landscape and who they make into their enemies. Years ago, we saw this with the Russians. The Russians were the enemy during the 1950s. The pink commies. When it came down to it, if you met someone who was Chinese or someone who was Russian or someone who was Iranian, you had a conversation with them, you get to know that person one-on-one, and you wouldn't see all the political mechanisms and machinations that they're trying to impose on us, and the subterfuge that's going on. And that's where this idea of a civil war really roots itself in. It's both historically and throughout what we're seeing reappear.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You know what I mean? So let's look at this article from MSN. This from Business Insider. Let's see. Bill Gates says political polarization may bring it all to an end and could even lead to civil war. Bill Gates is sounding the alarm on political polarization in the U.S. Political polarization may bring it all to an end. We're going to have a hung election. And I
didn't like that part either, the hung election part. You're going to tell us the midterms are going to have another event where they're like, oh, a gas pipe broke over here, so we have to do some more counting.
Right. And that's
we'll see you next week.
Yeah. So you know how they did in the last, in 2020, where you're not supposed to stop counting, right? And then we see at 4 a.m, they just stop counting all of a sudden, and then we come back at 6 a.m.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back, and the other guy's up tremendously, right? You know what I mean? And the fact that he's saying this, that Bill Gates is saying this, right? If I said this shit now, right?
I'll
probably
over here on the tubes?
Man,
nah.
this video get taken down. I get a strike.
Right.
It'd be banned worldwide.
Right.
Bruh.
He's selling disinformation, isn't he?
Yeah, right, exactly, right. I thought
okay because he's on their side.
I thought we were supposed to be I thought there was free and fair elections, right? I thought there was the safest elections ever.
We're supposed to have as much faith in our elections as we do in God. Isn't that what they said?
Right. Like he says here, like Gates who has been the target of many conspiracy theories over the years, also pointing out the dangers of misinformation. Bill Gates usually focuses on issues like poverty and infectious disease through his charitable foundation, but another problem on his mind is the polarization of politics. So what the hell does he want to do, right? Because now if he's got his eye on this shit, that means that the powers that be done sicked him on something else. So
Facts. Where's your trade schools, Bill Gates?
Right.
Where's your trade schools? Where's your equity? Where's your water wells? They got a water issue over there. Instead, you're giving them more needles. Okay, you're worried about the poor. All right.
Right.
I got
right. Exactly. Right. You worried about the poor, right? But you're not doing anything to fix it, right? All you're doing is give them sterilized corn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They call it sterile corn.
Okay.
Like that's all you're doing. Like now he want to give. He got his own milk company for breastfeeding babies or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Jimmy says, people on Bill Gates' side aren't the armed people. Bruh, you ain't lying, though. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is that it's the propaganda, right? It's the propaganda. They control people through fear. They control people through debt. Fear and debt, right? Quiet weapons for silent wars. I said this earlier today, right? The way that, look what happened on that day in September, right? They used that fear to pass the Patriot Act, right?
Yeah.
And that was only supposed to be temporary. And look, it expounded on that. Even Barry O expounded on that, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This what they're going to do. Now they want to pass an act for quote unquote domestic terrorists, right? Which, like I said, more than, they're trying to justify this term to describe constitutionalists. people who are willing to fight for the Constitution, that's what they want to do. They want to lump them in with neo-Nazis and this and that. And that's not the case, right? And we know that. Like, we know there's some fringes out there that, are acting a fucking fool. You know what I mean? But all in all, people, they want to be left alone. They want to be left alone, right? Like, I know for me, don't touch my speech, don't touch my guns, don't touch my money. I ain't got no problems with you. You know what I mean? Steph Colonel in the building, he says people have been fighting poverty for close to a century now. We still gonna be fighting poverty 40 years from now because there's no money in helping people, open businesses and be self-sufficient, right? If they if they help the poor, then they don't have nobody to help no more.
Who's the voting bloc?
Right.
Because you can manipulate people through fear and through hunger. You can control narratives, and you can control governments, and you can prop up governments, which is what we just saw. Nigeria was a new country, and their issue coming off the bat was poverty. Yeah. And they had a huge turnout of individuals that wanted to vote and wanted to change things, turn things around for themselves. But now they've got the powers that be invested in the manipulation over them for their future. Because the issue is when your stomach is hungry and growling, and you're gonna turn to whatever you can and whoever's making these promises.
Yeah, that becomes what they've done with, like you said, with the Patriot Act. Yeah,
they put the that stick, the proverbial stick in the carrot out for us, and said, here's your solution right here, and they dangle it in front of us, and they keep us moving towards it, but we're not going to reach it.
Yes, that's right. Right. You can't be the party of the poor if there's no poor people, right? You know what I mean? Facts. You can't be the party of the poor if there's no poor people, right? And that's what they want. They can't have any solutions. What LBJ say? Give them enough to make them happy, but not enough to make a difference.
Right. And I'm going to have them voting Democrat for the next 100 years.
Facts. Knox Man Cometh says, it's not like he has money to solve world hunger, right?
Man,
he says only Elon does. But he's right, though. Dependency is power, right? When you got a bunch of people dependent on you, that's power, right? Power don't just come with money. Power comes with influence. You feel me? What up, Pop Hotep in the building says people desire to be on the right side of history. They'll sacrifice one another for their own survival. Remember the Joker scene in Batman: The Dark Knight when the chips are down, they'll eat each other. That's facts. Jimmy Dawes says he knows people don't want his bugs. They need war. That silent war will be through things like the CBDC to choke out people. Timful Kufi, they are crashing crypto and causing inflation on purpose. Yeah, we know that. What I say?
The stocks are down $7 trillion or something like that right now since Joe Biden took in office.
Right,
and inflation is at an all-time high,
8.4% or 8.3% or some shit like that. The Fed just went up another 0.75 of a percentage point to quote unquote fight inflation, which I still don't understand how that shit helps. But
fight inflation by printing more money. That'll fix it.
Yeah, let's print more money. And what Alan Greenspan say, he said, we can print as much money as we want to print, but but we can't control how much the dollar is worth after a while if we keep doing that shit. You know what I mean? But that's the thing, right? So, you keep people dependent on you. You keep people dependent. And that's how you keep the populace subservient. If you got them in debt, if you got them scared, guess what? They're going to be looking at the government for help. They're going to be running the big daddy government, right? But the carrot
before the cart, right?
Exactly.
That's what I said. The proverbial carrot before the cart.
Yeah.
Here's our solution. It'll be this. It'll be that. It'll be reparations. It'll be, it just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming. But the real thing is they're always going to pull the okie doke. They're always going to pull the wool over people's faces. Because that's not their agenda. That's not their true end game.
Right, and that's the thing, right? So, like Steph said, a lot of people pensions are down right now. You feel me? Down. People down bad, like on their retirement. People that was ready to get out of there, they fucked up. They like, I got to work a couple more years because of this shit. Knox says, and 87,000 more IRS agents to look at. That's true. That's facts. And people think that, they're coming after the rich. No, they not. They coming to knock on your broke ass door.
Right.
That's what they coming. They coming to knock on your door for the $100 that you missed when you did your taxes. Now they want the $1,500.
They're looking for the PPP loan people.
Yeah, they're looking for
the people that had out the loan. They're looking for the people with the red MAGA hats on that had private businesses.
Yep, that's what they doing, man.
They're looking to tear everything apart.
And don't act like this shit ain't. Don't act like this shit ain't an old trick. The shit ain't an old trick because Barry O did the shit. He weaponized the IRS against his political opponents. He did that shit. Right?
Sir.
Man, I'm telling you guys, basically Bill Gates is saying what we already fucking knew.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying what we already knew. They're trying to divide the country, man. And once they do that, it'll be so much easier for them to take over the populace, and if they get people on their side and get people to march right off the cliff, follow that Piper right off the cliff. I'm telling you,
like lemmings, right?
Yeah.
So, we're falling for it, hook, line, and sinker, and the propaganda I feel like is working. And when they got everybody hyped up for midterm, everything is about midterm elections coming up. And like I told Cannon before, there's every year when we have these great political decisions going on, we go into what's called the October surprise. Now, this was coined back, I think, in the 60s or 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And what the October surprise is it's a political stunt or event put on by either the mass media or some political figure behind the scenes to sway the populace's mind into one camp or another, and to divert their attention into some other aspect. So expect to see something big pop off in October.
Yeah, we gotta have a real October surprise. Miss Duppy Queen says, "Who really did them Germans dirty?" Give you a Don DeMarco for that one. But the thing about it is, man, it's just history repeats itself. History repeats itself. The same shit that we saw in Germany back in 1939, 1945, 1940s. It's going to start to happen here too, right? Like I said before, they don't mind going to the well on some shit more than once. You know what I mean? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're gonna try to do that shit now. The thing about it is that you got a lot of people waking up, but you still got a lot of people asleep. You got a lot of people that's willing, to follow the court of popular opinion. They want to follow the Don Lemons and the Rachel Maddows right off the cliff with them. They gonna, like Killer Mike said. He said, "Y'all keep fucking around, y'all gonna march us right back into slavery." That's what you're going to do. That's what
we
you're
just
going
saw
to do.
Did you just saw the Braves? Did you see the Atlanta Braves all showed up at the White House? I don't think anyone called out of that. And they all showed up there, and then there was this whole discussion of, we're going to talk about changing your team's name, and we need to have a conversation about that. Well, the team showed up to the White House. Another diversionary tactic.
Yeah.
They get people hyped up over that, over the subject of that. When really I think that it comes down to erasing Native American history and identity in America. When we're taking down their names off to these roads and off of these buildings and trying to change different teams, we're going to be looking at erasing their part of history.
Right. And that's what's going to happen, right? Like, I'm surprised the Braves ain't changed their fucking name yet either. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. All I'm saying is this, is that, we're headed for a civil war. They really want that. Division through chaos, people, right? You create the problem and you create the solution to the problem that you created. Hegelian dialectic is what it's called. And that's what they're aiming for. It's been working over the years. You know, old Georgie boy Soros, he did that shit when he crashed the pound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He did that shit when he crashed the pound. You know, some people say that he had a hand in the Libya incident, you know? I'm saying, you know, allegedly.
All we know is that the world, allegedly. Yeah, all we know is that the world powers have deep pockets.
Yeah.
Deeper than anything you can imagine.
Right.
And their capabilities at printing money and blackmail, you know, go above and beyond anything that we can imagine as well.
Exactly.
What goes on behind those closed doors?
Exactly. They had those meetings in Switzerland once a year they don't have them for nothing. They don't have them for nothing. They don't have them meetings in Switzerland for nothing.
Yeah.
Just remember this, guys. The president only can serve 8 years, but there are no term limits in Congress. So who's really in charge?
Right.
At the end of the day, the president is just a shift manager at fucking Arby's. You know what I mean? That's it.
So that like that KRS-One.
Yeah.
I want to speak to your manager.
Yeah.
Remember you had that conversation.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about
rapper
that.
KRS-One said, "I want to speak to your manager," and he said, "Who? I want to speak to his manager's manager."
Right.
manager
My
and it
burger's
just keeps
cold.
going
I
on
need
and on.
new fries. I remember that joint.
Yeah.
But you'll never speak to the general manager. You're
never gonna see the head in charge.
No, you'll get the assistant manager. You might get the manager, but you'll never see the head person in charge. You know what I mean? But just remember that, guys, and just keep an eye out on some shit, because, when you got shit like this where Bill Gates is calling, he's calling out a civil war, you know what I mean? Just like they did with Event 201, where Fauci and Barrio and all those guys was calling out calling out that pandemonium, and then that shit happened. They telegraphing their punches. You see it right here. Right here. You see that shit right here. He's calling his punch right here. He's calling it like fucking Babe Ruth pointing the bat to the fucking stands. You know what I mean? It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming. And it's going to be your neighbor next door that's going to be fucking with the binoculars out the window looking at you, trying to see what the fuck
What's
you
going
doing.
on over here?
Yeah. Oh, shit. He got an AR-15. He got a rifle case. Let me call. Next thing you know, you got a fucking red flag. You got police at your door for the fucking red flag law. Like, shit is coming, man.
They're doing so nitty picky. They're gonna say he got a red MAGA hat. He's got a Bible.
Right, Jimmy.
Him and his nuclear family are eating at the table. I don't like that. That upsets my feelings.
Jimmy Dawes says, "Who you think invented offshore bank accounts?" That's exactly right. You got the Geneva Convention, right, where Switzerland they ain't involved in nothing. They got Swiss bank accounts, which is the offshore shit. You know what I mean? Like Jimmy got a point with that. Knox says, "Why you doing Arby's wrong like that?" Yo, I mean Arby's is alright. I'm just saying. Just the first.
Got the meats?
They got the meats. That's just the first. That's the first one that came to mind, bro. My bad. No shade to Arby's. No shade to Arby's. Anyway, guys, we gonna call it a night. We just wanted to touch base with you guys and show you this. Just remember, they always telegraph their punches, just like in the Event 201, just like Operation Dark Winter, all this shit where they were calling, oh, this is going to happen and this is going to happen, and then like a couple of years later or a few months later, shit happened. They doing it right now. We see Russia gearing up, Putin over there drafting motherfuckers, because I think he tired of playing nice. He ready to go take some shit, but then you also got, I think, China trying to get ready to go after Taiwan while all that shit going on over there in Ukraine is like a fucking deflection or, a distraction. We're going to be spread thin, and then they're going to keep pushing this shit, right? They're going to keep telling you that anybody that wear that red hat, anybody that's voting for anybody on the right, conservative or Republican, is the bad guy, right? And then you still got the people on the right doing the same shit. They're going to tell you the people voting for blue is the bad guys. Right?
Yeah, man, they on that. They get that grift off of that. They get that money off that, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's getting paid off that.
Right. Somebody getting paid off that, man. Saw said, if people could read, we wouldn't be in this mess. That's facts, bro. That's facts. That's facts. What's up, Lisa D?
Memory.
Lisa D in the building. You know what I mean? It's crazy, yo. But I'm telling you guys, just watch out for the hook. Some shit about to go down, man. And I gotta, like you said, some shit gonna go down in October, and it's gonna go down in October because not only do you have midterms winding up and shit like that, that's the harvest, and a lot of these crops ain't looking good. We probably gonna have another food shortage. We probably gonna have another fuel shortage, and they're gonna need to distract from that. So they're gonna have motherfuckers fighting amongst each other to distract against that. I'm telling you,
it's the 59-year anniversary of the JFK event.
Right, and then
we got that.
Yep, we got that. Pop-Up Hotep says Putin is gearing up for a full-out invasion of Ukraine amid. He might fucking level. He probably is gonna level that country. He said, "I ain't losing." He said that shit already. He been saying that motherfuckers wanna. They going to keep trying. They keep poking the bear, and he gonna be like, all right, cool. Y'all about to fucking find out. But it's gonna be interesting, people. Keep your head on the swivel. Just keep paying attention. And while you paying attention, like I said before, get prepared. Get your food stores up. Get your medical. Get your batteries and all that other shit. You know what I mean? Stack up on your supplies. Here we go. Lisa D right on time. If you have not been stacking supplies, now is the time. Get your food, get your water, get your medical. Get something to protect your chicken. Because you don't want to get all that shit and then the marauders come and take all your shit and maybe some more shit. Telling you guys, just be prepared, people. Be prepared for the worst. Be prepared for the worst. Anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I appreciate you guys on Facebook Live hanging out. I mean, on Instagram Live hanging out as well.
Most definitely.
If you're new, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. It's supposed to let you know when I got new content coming out, but we'll see. If you want to donate to the channel, you can donate through, super chats when we're live, or you can go to $Canon Hotep on Cash App and donate directly. Anyway, for J Pilon, this is Canon Hotep saying stay safe, stay well, stay strapped. Watch out for the hook, people. We holla at you.